Video, okay.
Welcome to this live. Thank you for tuning in today. And so, what are we doing today for our Instagram accounts? So, what we're doing today is letting you guys know, keeping you updated on our intention behind this live and behind our Instagram accounts. You see, we have another account called What's the Matter Coaching. This is our company platform where we allow you to recognize more of who you are, so you can expand your consciousness and realize what's our true purpose here as human beings. That there is evolution that awaits us. Okay, so now we can go ahead and move on to why we're here.
Yep.
So right now we're in Chicago, and in Chicago what's currently going down is going to be the riots. Okay?
Yes, the whole city.
The whole city basically revolting, and they have all the portions of Chicago, the exits, the main ones,
closed. Chicago's
closing down.
Closed completely.
Mm-hmm. They're closed down completely. So what we want to do is, since we want to go ahead and expand the consciousness of all those of you who are watching, and so you can find the common denominator behind human beings and the way we behave, we're going to go ahead and go into the riot. And we're going to go ahead and take videos on why people feel like this riot's taking place, what's the solution,
and how we can reveal as well.
How we can reveal the truth that's always happening. That people are tired of the system and structure that has always been in place, and now it's starting to, reap the consequences.
Yes, and that's why people are getting frustrated and in anger, and they are using their own pain and anger and frustration with each other. And yes, of course, I understand that you can be angry and frustrated, but don't take it away with another human being just like you.
Mm-hmm. So it's about now we're going to start seeing how a lot of people that maybe we record, they understand that this is the violence and frustration of the normal human being, but that we can also choose unity, evolution, and understanding
all
instead
together.
Of violence and
reveal with love.
Yeah, revealing the truth with love. Uniting and building a new structure with love instead of it being based on, just anger on what's happened, on circumstance. Why are we staying angry because of circumstances? Why don't we use our circumstances to create a new change?
And that pain transforming into something beautiful.
Yep, into a new society, a new system, a new way of living. But by behaving on circumstances and things that the police did, because that's one of the main things of why the protests are happening in Chicago, because of the gentleman that got killed that was all over the news here in Chicago by a police officer. So we have people going out there participating in this riot due to that activism, right? Standing up for that man who was killed by the justice system as a label of what happened. Mm-hmm. And then after that, what do we have?
Well,
COVID, everyone not being able to breathe because they have the masks on. Yes. And imagine.
Guys, hold on 1 second. If you see us looking from this camera to that camera, it's because we have one in Instagram and the other one on Facebook. So we're constantly looking in this camera that is Facebook, and this one that is Instagram, just in case.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we have the COVID. Everyone's getting frustrated, being stuck in their house the whole entire time. A lot of businesses in Chicago still haven't been opened up completely. So we were starting to get into a place of confrontation within ourselves, where humanity is being pushed against a corner, and no one likes to be in a corner. So basically, the update, the overall is that we're going to go ahead and go into the riot of Chicago, and we're going to go ahead and see the perspectives of the individuals that are participating in these riots, and how can we start to find the bigger message here?
Yes.
Within our company, right?
Behind that, yes.
So our company questions for you all: what's the matter with you? What's the matter with the world?
With the world.
And what does matter really?
Go beyond the physical.
And you'll start to see that this is all apparent through all the circumstances that are giving you signs on what's really happening.
That is within you. That is not the world out there. It is us.
It's us.
The change is us.
As we choose to evolve, so does our world.
Yeah. So we will keep you updated as well, because we're going to be recording probably live as it comes. If it comes in that moment to make the live, and
we'll post a YouTube video with
we're going to have a YouTube video,
and perspective soon.
Okay. So, bye.
Bye. So the first question is, what is your perspective in regards to these riots that have been happening since yesterday?
I think it's frustration. I mean, a lot of people are frustrated that they want things to change, but they haven't. In terms of police, people in Chicago, but across the country. Police have historically been heavy-handed, but in this case, being heavy-handed can lead to death and serious injury. And it seems like there hasn't been a systematic, widespread effort to curtail or change things so that people feel safe in their communities, safe from the police. There are good police out there, and it really is a shame that some police officers can make things appear as if all police officers are this way, but just when there is the climate of things as they are, where people are shutting their homes, people are losing jobs, people are dying from COVID, to have officers who are sworn to protect you, actually harm you and kill you for reasons that don't make sense. I think that's the frustration that's leading to a lot of, these outbursts and riots.
That is beautiful. So, and you would say, Nathan, that this is one of the first times that something like this has happened in Chicago, this severe?
Well, I mean, in a while.
In a while. It's like a wake-up call, right?
I hope so.
But the fact that there needs to be a change. And would you say that in regards to this change, a way we can cure it or resolve the frustration, could it be that unity?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think about unity in regards to the system, the structures that are in place, and then breaking them down so that it makes sense for everyone, instead of certain people feeling attacked or, frustrated going out of their homes?
Well, I think that, in order for there to feel like, we're united, there are certain people who feel marginalized and don't feel a part of the larger community. And, in order to unite, I think there has to be some way to reach out and involve those people in ways that are enriching. So,
or empowering, right?
Yeah.
For everyone.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's my hope that can happen. It's going to take some time because apparently there's going to be there's a lot of frustration that's coming to boil over now. And we'll see if the folks that we've put in charge of making decisions to help change things so that the reality of what people are experiencing can change. And we'll see if they make the change that are necessary.
Three things, or a couple of things we can agree on, will be that we have hope, unity, and evolution being the resolving factors here. If we apply them to everything.
I'm done with that.
So, right, so this is What's the Matter in Chicago by Nathan Boyd, someone that's been living here for how long?
Mostly my whole life.
Yeah, whole life, imagine that. Wow. Well, thank you for speaking your perspective on our channel.
And yes, let's evolve.
Something so global. Is it a coincidence? Could it be a signpost to something larger? A larger perspective? A larger view on reality? What's really going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing because we're participating in the surface level circumstance? Do you rather see what's behind the scenes? The bloopers? Or are you focusing on the trailer? Okay, there's a real movie happening here. But it's up to you to see it. Because a lot of the times, we don't look deep enough, do we? If we don't look deep enough within ourselves, how do we expect to look deep enough without of ourselves, outside of ourselves? So if you start looking deeply outside of yourself and you see all these circumstances, the good thing is that truth works both ways, and I'll show you how. If you go ahead and look at the world and what's happening with the world, and you realize and you recognize observationally that what we see is that our collective humanity and human species is choosing to react from a lower state of consciousness, from anger, from frustration, when there are universal things that bring us together, such as love and unity. So as we can see here, we look outside of the world. So I just got a recent notification from the area code as an emergency alert here in Chicago. It says here that the CTA is temporarily suspending bus and train services effective at 6:30 p.m. The suspension will remain in effect until tomorrow morning. CTA will post updates at transcitychicago.com. Let's see what else it says. A citywide curfew is also in detail, and it's from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Please stay safe. People asking for directions. It means what's in alignment with the meaning that you give it with your heart. And now, hashtag here, hashtag now.
Hashtag we ain't having it. Can I get a hello?
There.
Wow, I've heard that before.
Yeah, the cat down the road has all the answers.
It does, doesn't it? And so does the road.
Wow. Now I know why my dad said that he cried his eyelashes out, man. Wow. I miss my dad, bro. I'm sorry. Just forgive me. Okay, man. I miss you guys. That's all. I just want a hug.
Guess what? Right now, for now, we'll send you an auric hug. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And we'll soon give you a physical.
And give yourself a hug. Like, really grab yourself and give yourself a hug and pat yourself, you know?
Let the water hug you.
Wow, I always do it, man. I always saw this. Dude, I would see the ocean on top of me. I would see fishes and sharks swimming out there.
That's what it's all about. Enjoy your home slice.
Hey, just know that this feather is not going to be eaten, swallowed, or regurgitated. It will just be here. It is.
Damn, boy.
I promise, okay?
Pinky promise.
Oh, that was... Dude, if you really wanted to turn me on, all you have to say is you're insane.
That don't exist.
Father, what is this happening? Father, why is this happening? Alright, wait up. Can I put you on hold?
Oh, yeah.
777.
Higher spiritual knowledge, higher consciousness, alignment, soul purpose. We start to see that we, ourselves as humans, must make a change on how we look at the world and how we're giving our support to these structures that are obviously upsetting the major portion of humanity. That things are working in an outdated way and we're ready for a change. We're ready for a new world. So let's start acting accordingly by creating from a new place within ourselves, not choosing to create from anger again, war again. How many thousands of years do we need war and separation When are we going to finally realize that the answer to all the problems on earth is unity? And we all just team up together. And we all align with a unified perspective of creating a better world, then it shall be. So if we take it the other way around and we say, okay, let me look at myself. And if you look at yourself and you start to expand your awareness and your consciousness about all these catastrophes, and you start finding a bigger picture behind the scenes intuitively, because the information is out there, but there's a puzzle to connect. So if you look upon yourself, you heighten your awareness, you increase your discernment on what you see, and you will find this reflection of the external reality. You will find that by looking at yourself and expanding your awareness, that you will then see an expanded, aware, perceivable view of our reality. You will then see more expanded what's going on with our reality. All these news, all these catastrophes, why they're really happening. But if you wouldn't have chosen to look at yourself, how would have you realized that there was something bigger going on? When before you were not being able to see your preconceived self. Going beyond just equals going bigger, doing better for yourself. That's what it means to go beyond. This is enlightenment. Okay? You don't have to reach that state of enlightenment like a monk or like a spiritual master to take enlightened steps. Right? And we can solve a lot by unity, can't we?
That's really accurate to say, because sometimes we stop ourselves because we think that we have to be that ultimate, the one that is on up here, and you can start down here and still going to that up
yeah,
here.
And it's a domino effect. With all these things going around the world, just by all of us choosing to act in a way that's harmonious, right? Killing with kindness, so to speak, we then are able to shift, like a domino effect, the expression of our world. The reason our world expresses in such a way is because the actions constantly represent separation, peace, and fear. I mean, worry and fear.
Worry and fear, union.
Yeah, peace is what's needed, right?
Peace.
And so, if we were all just allow ourselves to act in a new way, protest in a new way, not going back to the same violence or bigotry.
For millions of years, it has been happening the same way.
Same way. Aren't we advanced enough as a civilization to realize with all this technology, right? All this advancements, can't we just see ourselves in action?
Speak and act.
From a place of trying to make a change, not just trying to get your emotions heard. Okay? So someone can feel pity for you. So someone can empathize with your perspective. But is that the best perspective to choose? May we think of others as well as ourselves instead of being selfish and choosing just ourselves and choosing this lower consciousness to create a world that reflects a lower consciousness. Wouldn't you like to enjoy a world of a higher consciousness, of a higher caliber? I invite you. It's a wonderful world. One where everyone has the opportunity to become and embrace who they are. Without the limitation, without the stoppage of a seemingly illusory structure and paradigm for our existence of humanity. There is much more for the human race. That is not just to live, but to be alive.
To know
Whatever that means
why
for
you're
you.
here.
To know why you're here. Much love. This is just a video of hope with all these things going on in the world. There's a bigger picture, a bigger puzzle. Go ahead, use your intuition, do the research. There's many other conscious explorers and people spreading the truth, factually, of what's going on.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, a little hint. Many people are getting arrested. Radioactive satellites, 5G is happening. COVID is happening. Look at all these things. Just investigate all that is truly happening factually and then start to piece it together with your discernment using common denominators. Find the connecting link. Follow your heart. What do you feel is going on? So we arrived in Miami after being in Chicago, after being in Missouri, and seeing these riots and protests begin. So we were there in the action. And we come here to Miami, and then people are already telling us on our way back when we arrive on our flight that the same thing is starting to happen here. And it has been happening throughout the whole world. Do you see the coincidence here? And being is a lot more intelligent than you may think, or you may believe. Well, I invite you to this as well. There's a level of intelligence that you can operate from within. And tap into yes or no. Tap into, wow, I can actually follow this portion of myself because I can count on it. Because it's based on senses, true sense of what's happening in our reality. Instead of the sense that we try to create within our heads, within our minds, and then telling our emotions to feel such a way. What sense are you making? With your personality, or are you making sense with your soul? Are you making sense with spirit, with source? There's many different ways to make sense of things. So, much love. I don't want to make this video too long, but really show them what's going on and inspire them to evolve. See you in the next video.